Mastering Mastery. What is that? You may be asking. And so I hope the answers are here. Unfortunately, this is a how not to do a PowerPoint. There is a lot of text. So we're going to go through this slowly. You'll have to read it slowly. I will do it a little more quickly, and we'll discuss it in class. You earn credit for demonstrating mastery or competency in clearly defined activities or concepts. That's the theory. You're expected to develop mastery over time. It's not instant, which means that you'll have more than one opportunity to demonstrate mastery. You're rewarding for having mastered the material even before the start of the course, so you don't have to redo the work if you can demonstrate mastery. You will develop the ability to use this mastery approach, that's a theory, he says, in any course, because you'll take responsibility for your own learning. So there are the responsibilities. Here are the responsibilities. You have the responsibility of being aware of what you need to do to succeed. You will be in charge of your learning. You have the responsibility of making the technologies work for you. This is really, really, really important, because otherwise they'll become barriers. You have the responsibility of being careful with words. What's the difference between an exercise and an assignment? And of asking good questions, so that's part of it. I have the responsibility of making expectations and goals clear, and the assessments fair. I have the responsibility of providing meaningful feedback to meaningful questions. And when you make mistakes, give you feedbacks that will help you learn and succeed the next time. I have the responsibility to engage you in thinking about numbers and the quantities they represent much more carefully than you have done before. That's really one of the goals of this course. Here's some nuts and bolts. You get points for complete assignments and keep track of those points using a student tracker. Next slide, I'll show you. There will be two types of assessments. The HNP web app, which many of you have already played around with, and marked assignments, mostly in OneNote. There will be two types of content. Core content, 60 points. Non-core content, 30 points. That didn't add up to 100. Good for you. Diversity in mathematics assignment will be the last, not the last assignment, but the last 10 points that I'll talk about. The student tracker allows you to keep track of every single assignment that you will be assigned. Over here you can see this is a list of all the course content broken up into units with the subsections within those units. So Unit 1.1, Unit 1.2, and so on and so forth. Core concepts, these are ones in green here, you must master them in order to pass the course. There are a total of 60. So you can get 2 points here, 2 points here, 2 points here, 1 point here, 3 points here, 3 points here, 1 point here. You add all these up, you get 60. You don't have to do any of the non-core concepts. They're optional. That is weird. But my understanding, a 60% pass where you know you have mastered 60% of the material is much better than a 60% pass where you sort of know a little bit about everything. One of the core concepts of mastery learning too. And what you'll see is that every single unit has something, some parts of it that are core. I've also broken it up here. Now these might change, whether the assignments will be on the web app or OneNote. And there will be a few, maybe in Unit 9, that will be on Blackboard. Diversity in mathematics assignment. For this one, what I'm really looking for is for you to explore mathematics in a way that's meaningful to you. Given the state of the world that we're living in, given that there's all kinds of people who are questioning evidence, who are questioning scientists, what do they know? And scientists base a lot of their work, especially with the COVID, work based on mathematics. And based on especially the events in the United States with Black Lives Matter, in Canada as well, we need to do better. And so this is my way of saying, okay, let's put 10% of our time aside in order to try to do better and really explore mathematics. There is a sense, there is a criticism of mathematics that it is part of an oppressive system. Some people equate it with capitalism. Some people equate it with racism. You don't need to investigate that. So I'm making it a little bit more open-ended to allow you, if you want to investigate those issues, please do. I would love to read and learn about those. But if you just want to investigate some really cool part of mathematics, please do so as well. The format, we'll work that out. There's over 70 of you in the class, so I don't want 70 different formats. But at this point, because I want to allow you to do something diverse, I would love it if some of you wrote a poem, song, in whatever style, music, or dance, but somehow we need to connect it to mathematics. And so that's the part that I'm going to really make sure that somehow that legitimizes it as a assessment within this course. So I throw that out to you. Happy to hear discussion about it. And see you on Wednesday.